When most people think of Fiji, they imagine luxury resorts, overwater bungalows, palm trees swaying above white sand beaches, crystal-clear lagoons glowing beneath tropical sunshine. And while those places certainly exist, they tell only a small part of the story. Because beyond the postcard images lies a very different Fiji. A Fiji where families wake before sunrise, where fishermen launch boats into the Pacific, where villages gather for ceremonies that have remained largely unchanged for generations, and where daily life continues to revolve around community, tradition, and the sea. Located in the heart of the South Pacific, Fiji consists of more than 300 islands spread across a vast area of ocean. Yet despite its reputation as a tropical paradise, only around a third of these islands are permanently inhabited. Most people live on the two largest islands, Viti Levu and Vanua Levu. Here, daily life unfolds far from the luxury resorts that many tourists never leave. The first thing many visitors notice is how important community is. In much of the modern world, people often live separate lives. Neighbors may barely know one another. Families can be spread across different cities or countries. But in many parts of Fiji, community remains central. People know their neighbors. Relatives live nearby. Children grow up surrounded by extended family. When someone needs help, others often step forward without hesitation. This spirit of togetherness has deep roots. For generations, island life required cooperation. Fishing, farming, building homes, and preparing for storms were rarely individual activities. Communities survive because people work together. That mindset remains visible today. Many villages still operate according to traditions passed down through generations. Visitors entering a village are often welcomed warmly. Respect for local customs remains important. Chiefs continue holding respected positions within many communities. Traditional ceremonies still play a role in daily life. Modern technology may have arrived, but many cultural traditions remain strong. The landscape itself shapes everything. Volcanic mountains rise from tropical forests. Waterfalls tumble through dense jungle. Coral reefs surround many islands. The ocean is never far away. For many Fijians, the sea is more than scenery. It is a source of food, a source of income, and a source of identity. Fishing remains a way of life for countless families. Before dawn, boats often head into the Pacific. Fishermen search for tuna, mahi-mahi, reef fish, and other species that support both local communities and export markets. The ocean provides opportunities, but it also demands respect. Weather conditions can change rapidly. Storms occasionally remind island communities of nature's immense power. Living in Fiji means learning to work with the environment rather than against it. Agriculture remains equally important. Sugarcane has historically been one of Fiji's major industries. Large fields stretch across parts of the islands. Alongside sugarcane, farmers grow cassava, taro, coconuts, bananas, and tropical fruits. Many families maintain small gardens. Fresh produce remains an important part of everyday life. Food often comes directly from the land and sea. This connection to natural resources gives life a rhythm that feels very different from many urban societies. Even in larger towns, people remain closely connected to nature. The pace of life often feels slower, less rushed, more focused on relationships than schedules. That does not mean people are unproductive. Rather, priorities are different. Time spent with family carries significant value. Community events matter. Shared experiences remain important. This perspective often surprises visitors from fast-paced cities. Life in Fiji can feel refreshingly human. But island life also presents challenges. Distances between islands can complicate transportation. Access to certain services may be limited in remote areas. Weather events occasionally disrupt daily routines. Yet despite these difficulties, many residents express a strong attachment to their islands. For them, Fiji is not simply where they live. It is who they are. And nowhere is that connection more visible than in the traditions that continue shaping everyday life. Family is the foundation of life in Fiji. Across the islands, family relationships influence nearly every aspect of society. Children often grow up surrounded by grandparents, cousins, aunts, and uncles. Extended families remain closely connected. Responsibilities are frequently shared. Elders are respected. Their knowledge and experience carry significant weight within communities. This respect for older generations remains one of the defining features of Fijian culture. Young people are encouraged to value their heritage. Stories, customs, and traditions are passed down through generations. Even as modern influences continue arriving from around the world, cultural identity remains remarkably strong. One of the most important aspects of Fijian culture is hospitality. Visitors are often welcomed warmly. Guests are treated with respect. Sharing food and conversation is considered natural. This openness creates an atmosphere that many travelers remember long after leaving. The famous Fijian greeting, "Bula," reflects this spirit. More than simply a word, it represents warmth, friendliness, and a positive approach to life. Traditional ceremonies continue playing an important role. Among the most well-known is the kava ceremony. Kava, made from the root of a pepper plant, has been used for centuries during gatherings and special occasions. The ceremony follows specific customs and traditions. Participants sit together. Stories are shared. Community bonds are strengthened. For many villages, these ceremonies remain an important way of preserving cultural identity. Religion also plays a significant role. Christianity is widely practiced throughout Fiji. Churches often serve as important community centers. Sunday remains a particularly significant day. Families gather for worship. Community activities take place. Many villages become noticeably quieter as people focus on spiritual and family life. Food reflects the islands themselves. Fresh seafood appears regularly on dining tables. Fish, shellfish, and octopus remain common ingredients. Root crops such as taro and cassava provide staples. Coconut is used extensively in cooking. Tropical fruits add color and flavor. Meals often emphasize freshness and simplicity. Many ingredients travel only short distances from source to table. Traditional dishes continue holding an important place in Fijian culture. One example is lovo. This method involves cooking food underground using heated stones. Meat, fish, and vegetables are wrapped and slowly cooked, creating rich flavors and tender textures. Lovo is often prepared during celebrations and community gatherings. The process itself becomes part of the event. People work together. Food becomes a shared experience rather than simply a meal. Music and dance remain equally important. Traditional performances tell stories, celebrate heritage, and bring communities together. Songs often accompany important events. Festivals showcase local culture. These traditions continue evolving while maintaining deep historical roots. Young people today balance traditional values with modern influences. Social media, smartphones, and international entertainment have become common. Yet many still participate in cultural events, village activities, and family traditions. This balance between old and new defines much of modern Fiji. The country is changing, but it continues doing so on its own terms. Like many island nations, Fiji faces a future filled with both opportunities and challenges. Tourism remains one of the country's most important industries. Visitors arrive from around the world seeking tropical beaches, coral reefs, and warm hospitality. The industry creates jobs, supports businesses, and generates significant income. For many communities, tourism provides opportunities that previous generations never experienced. At the same time, Fiji works to ensure that economic development benefits local people while protecting cultural traditions and natural environments. Balancing these priorities is not always easy. Environmental challenges are increasingly important. Rising sea levels threaten some coastal communities. Tropical storms can cause significant damage. Climate change represents a major concern for many Pacific Island nations. For Fiji, these issues are not distant possibilities. They are realities already influencing daily life. Communities continue adapting. Governments invest in resilience. Traditional knowledge often combines with modern solutions. Education remains central to the country's future. Schools across the islands help prepare younger generations for changing economic conditions. Many students pursue careers in healthcare, tourism, education, business, and technology. Others continue working in agriculture and fisheries. Opportunities are expanding, though challenges remain. Some young people leave smaller communities in search of education or employment. Urban areas continue growing. The capital, Suva, has become an important center of government, education, and commerce. Modern buildings stand alongside traditional influences. The city represents another example of how Fiji blends old and new. Despite modernization, many people maintain strong ties to their home villages. Returning home for celebrations, family gatherings, and cultural events remains common. These connections help preserve community identity even as lifestyles evolve. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of Fiji is its optimism. Visitors often notice the friendliness of local people. But beneath that friendliness lies something deeper. A resilience built through generations of island life. A belief that community matters. A belief that challenges can be overcome together. As evening falls across the South Pacific, fishing boats return to shore. Families gather for dinner. Children play beneath palm trees. The ocean reflects the final colors of the setting sun. Across hundreds of islands, life continues much as it has for generations, while gradually adapting to a changing world. This is Fiji. Not merely a tropical destination, not simply a collection of beautiful beaches, but a nation built upon community, tradition, resilience, and a profound connection to the sea. A place where life moves to the rhythm of the islands, and where the true story is found not in the resorts, but in the people who call these islands home.